What's up, everybody, and welcome to Wednesday's Dragon's Lair. I'm your host, Kai, accountant by day and content creator by night, in an exhausting world of news and media and entertainment that just makes you go, no! Anyway, I trust you guys have had a very, very great day today. It is Happy Hump Day. You know, we are almost through the week, so just a couple more days for those of us that are off on Saturday and Sunday. We're almost there. Just a few more days, just a few more. But I don't know if I can stand all this crazy news that's been going on. I just don't know if I can anymore, Mike. I just, wow. I don't know. So anyway, with me tonight is the one, the only, the awesome, the head on Rodimus Prime, TFG1 Mike of Geekcast Radio. How you doing, buddy?
Hello. I'm all right.
Well, I was hoping we'd have a better
turnout?
Not a better turnout, but a better list of guests for this tonight. Because tonight was not going to be a good one. I
think that's why everybody's avoiding it. Because they know I'm the only
serious discussion time. Serious discussion time. All right. Now, of course, YouTube will probably, and the only thing I could say is probably YouTube will probably suppress the algorithm and push it out and all that stuff. Because they've been doing this when you talk about all the stuff on X and in the gaming world and all this crazy crap that's been going on. And it's wow. I just, we're living in a world today, Mike, where people are just absolutely fed up with Hollywood, movies, TV shows, and games. They are all fed up, and it's amazing because what's interesting to me about it is when you look at the overall picture of everything going on, it all follows a trend, and the trend is simple. They are invading people's immersion, escapism. They are attacking it with politics. Bullshit to the core. And growing up, there was always political messaging. It's subtle. You never really noticed it. It wasn't forced. It wasn't anything. It wasn't.
We were kids. We weren't supposed to notice it.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
even as adults, as adults in the 80s, 90s, to early 2000s, it wasn't forced messaging or shoving crap down your throat to make you want to vomit. It was okay. So, G.I. Joe, they always taught you like morals or stuff, or you had Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Willow and no, not Oz, Willow, for example, and she became a slayer at the end. It was her girlfriend. Faith. No, Faith was. No, I want to say.
I don't know.
I want to say, but it was cool. Nobody gave a damn. Nobody gave a damn. It was a great story, all that, and it had, sure. Somebody may say it had subtle undertones, whatever. It was a great story. It was great, everything together. I love that. I still watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It was a great series, just like Angel. I wish Angel would have continued. But the problem with today, rolling forward to 2024, people are just tired of politics and ideology shoved down their throat. And the reason why people watch videos, they watch movies, they play video games, they read books and stuff, is for one thing: escapism. Escapism is the biggest thing for people, because you may work an 8 to 5 job, you may work 60 hours a week, you may have kids, you may have job, kids, everything else. You may just be this sad, lonely lady or guy or whatever at the house, and just You know, you want to occupy your mind. So what do? Play a game, watch a movie, read a book. It's all about escapism. Pretending to be something you are not is part of escapism. So you pretend to be Link going to save Zelda. You pretend to be Mario jumping on turtles. I mean, there's always something. Or you just want the gameplay for, you know, the stimulation and stuff to just not forget. Think about it. The crazy part about it, and the thing that I've noticed that is just wild, is today, all we deal with is politics with stuff. And it's damaged what we cherished growing up. It's literally damaged everything. I mean, it's hard to believe that escapism is no longer allowed.
I don't think current state of politics damages things from 30 or 40 years. Like, you can't change Transformers the movie.
But you're talking old stuff. We're talking new stuff today.
True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, you're talking about the newer stuff today, causing the conflicts and the sadness and the immorality and stuff. We're not talking about stuff that we watched in the 80s and 90s. We're not talking about the early 2000s. We're talking about today, in the last 10 years. 10 years. So I'm saying 10 years because here's why. That's when everything noticed, people started noticing it, Marvel, Disney, everything else. And the escapism began to collapse. And so while you can go back to your 80s and 90s, Mike, or even your early 2000s, it's gone. It's gone like a Thanos snap.
The problem I have is not so much, I mean, like we've said before, we want good stories at the end of the day. That's what we want. We want a good story. We want something we can escape into. The problem with television today is TV isn't what it was even 10 years ago. Because
TV, movies, and games.
Yeah, none of that. Yeah, exactly. But
nothing is like it used to be, man.
Well, the reason why I say TV specifically is because TV, you used to be able to have a show that lasted a full season, whatever number of episodes, whether it was 8 episodes or whether it was 68 episodes, it didn't matter. You could get into those characters. Today's, like you said, Thanos snap, Thanos snap, Thanos snap. It's like he's just, rocking out to some rock song, like whatever. And nothing gets a chance to have people be invested in it. Nothing has in the last, I would say, 5 years, really, for this. But I don't know. I just find the stuff that I am interested in. If I look at a trailer and it interests me, I'll watch the thing. If it has politics in it, if it has a message in it, fine. I don't know. But I'm not like, I don't know. It's just weird, man. The whole...
So, when... And of course, you have to choose your words carefully because on like YouTube and X and stuff, cancel culture, everything, because, everything's ass backwards, up is down, down is up. And people say you can't really have free speech or anything else anymore, anything. It's weird because I think the biggest problem is when we start, I feel like within the last 10 years, when we started having forced ideology, the forced ideology is what shifted everything. But like I said, in the early 2000s, Buffy, all that, you had stuff like, there was nothing wrong with that. Just the subtleties. And hell, Willow is a powerful character. She was amazing. I loved that character. But the problem with that today is everything is just attacks on the audience. It's like nobody really cares about the audience or who's it's intended for. Now, of course, they say it's intended for a modern audience. That modern audience, though, aren't the ones that are paying the bills. Modern audience isn't the ones that want to play the game. The modern audience isn't the one that are always going to the movies or to that. That's the problem. And
I'll say this really quickly. I haven't been to a movie theater since 2018.
Correct.
I'm a disabled person. I was born with cerebral palsy. I was born with hydrocephalus. I have brain damage, even though it doesn't sound like or look like I have brain damage in my head, but I do. I prefer just staying at home and consuming whatever content I'm going to consume at home. I used to love going to the movies, absolutely, all the time. As a kid, as a teenager, as a young adult, like you're saying, back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, absolutely used to love it. Not anymore. Don't care. Just, I'll wait the 6 months, 8 months, 2 years, whatever it is for it to hit whichever streaming service it's going to hit.
And it's not like you're missing much, Mike. The quality has went downhill. You absolutely are not missing much. And the problem is, escapism is just constantly being attacked. Something that we all cherish is constantly under siege in politics. And it's getting cumbersome because there's almost like no escape. You know, people hate politics. I don't like politics. I may be outspoken on sometimes on some subjects, especially when people like, and I'm going to say this, Ben Shapiro basically says, oh, hey, you should work basically until you fall over because, you know, there should be no retirement. I'm like, dude,
okay,
people work their ass off. Okay, give me a break. So I'm just giving an example on that.
Okay, so can I respond to that really quickly? Because I haven't thought. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, okay? You and I are...
You're 44, I'm 43.
Yeah, I know how old I am.
It's giving math. Here we go. Since math is hard.
You and I, math is hard.
Since you said, you know.
You and I are about 5 months apart. So we were both born in 1980.
Yeah.
If you go from 1980 up until 1999, when we all thought the world was going to end.
Millennium bug.
Right, exactly. You look at our childhood, you look at our parents, you look at our grandparents, our aunts, uncles, everything. The generation before us.
Yeah.
My dad, right now, he just turned on March 7th, my dad just turned 69 years old. At 69 years old, he is still doing all the mechanic stuff he did at 14 when he got a job, first time ever, and he has worked his ass off his entire life. So while I think Mr. Shapiro is for saying that, but like we were taught from the generation that did do the work from the time they were out of high school to the time that they got to retirement, all of their life.
Right.
They deserve that retirement.
Exactly.
End of story.
Well, you pay into it. They take your taxes from the time you're 13 years old and say, oh, this is going to be here for you with interest and all that. Okay.
Right. But that's the thing. Like, if you're going to sit here and you're going to work, again, my dad was a mechanic, is a mechanic, he's been a mechanic all his life. My grandfather and 3, or maybe it's the 4, Robert, Richard, Patrick, 3 or 4 of my, I forget how many of my uncles, they were all in construction. They all did. My uncle Patrick owned a store called Kitchen Exchange, and they would build cabinets and they would do this and do that. They built a house that my mom, her then boyfriend at the time in the late 80s, and I lived in for about 2.5 years. So, you know, we come from the generation that was teaching us, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what, quote unquote, gets you a good life. You work your ass off until you can't work anymore. And then because you've worked your ass off, all these taxes and whatever else for whatever you get to rest when you get to a certain age. So I understand the sentiment of what he said. I don't think he should have said it, because today's my point is that it used to be a thing. I don't think it's a thing anymore. I think there are plenty of hard workers out there. Absolutely 100%. There are plenty of hardworking people out there in every profession on this planet. But then there are also the lazy ones too.
I understand that, but
it's a difference.
His comment though is saying, "Oh yeah, we need to raise it or get rid of it at all," and all this crap. And I'm like, wait a minute here. I know a lot of people that were in trade, plumbing, electrician, construction, concrete, that type of stuff, building houses. Those guys work their asses off. This is a physical, strenuous job. People tear their ligaments, their arms, everything. I have seen that happen firsthand with several generations of trade skilled workers in my family, that by the time they're 65, their bodies are shot. They cannot lift it. Hell, I know one that has ligaments that fell off his bone. He can't even use his right arm hardly. And they're saying, oh, well, you should just keep working. What, you want them all to be Walmart greeters? Well, come on now.
Oh, no, I don't agree with what he said.
No,
I'm just saying.
My point is, his political discussion is part of the reason why I enjoy my escapism, because it's idiots like that. No, sometimes he has some good takes, but the fact that he's also doubled down on it and all this crap, I'm like, really, dude? Really? This is the stupidest discussion, because people need their retirement, especially because we don't know how the 401k market's going to be. We don't know how the stock market's going to be. We don't understand anything that's going to happen. Tomorrow, the entire stock market could crash, come tumbling down to the next pandemic, and everybody lost their retirement, just like they did during COVID. And so these people had to extend their retirement longer because they had no money. I'm sorry, but that thing that Roosevelt put into place was supposed to be a protection for when people get older. I get people live to be 80 years old. I get that people live to be 90. Not everybody, though. Have we noticed a lot of our celebrities lately have been dying in their 60s?
Okay, so a perfect example of that today, because I needed to update my Sony Blu-ray player software, so any of my discs, Blu-ray or not, could play. That was weird. But I was trying to watch a TV show today, a 30-year-old TV show. In 1994, NBC debuted this thing called Viper. It starred James McAfee, Dorian Harewood, Joe Napote, and a bunch of other people. James McCaffrey, unfortunately, just passed away last year at 65 in December.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to sit here and say acting is the same as instruction. I'm not doing that at all. I'm just saying, like, holy crap. You get people that have died, celebrity or not, that are my late wife. She just turned 45.
Yeah.
And then she was gone.
Yeah.
because of conditions and things and everything else and whatever else. But it's just one of those things where I was having a conversation with my dad a couple weeks ago, right after my lumbar puncture. Thank you, medical people. Where I told him, I told him because he's interested he sometimes listens to my podcast and he's interested in how the process works, whatever else. I told him, I said, thank you for instilling in me the work ethic that you have. What I do isn't what you've done in your life. I don't have, he's a mechanic. He does all kinds of physical stuff. Same thing with like I've already mentioned, my grandfather and my uncles.
Right.
But my goal every day, I try my best to do this every day. I've been trying my best to do this every day since December of 2016. I will wake up at 5 a.m. because I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts, and I've always woken up early. I've always been an early riser. I will wake up at 4 or 5 a.m., I will get whatever breakfast, or I will walk around the hallway to get my legs moving or whatever else. I will come, I will sit here, and I will edit podcasts and promote podcasts from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Once 5 p.m. hits, after that 12 hours, I then go into relaxation mode. Or if it's a night I need to record, I'm not going to sit here for 12 hours unless I have to watch, 12 hours of television or something like that. But I have a work ethic that is the same as my father's work ethic. It's just the jobs aren't the same. So that generation of working your ass off until you're retired, I understand it, and I understand this whole thing, but Well,
it pisses me off because a lot of the guys in my family don't live to see 65 because of health wise and stuff. And it's not because of being big or anything. It's just things. So by that standard, all that money we paid into we're basically told, oh, you're not eligible for it. Sorry. I just think the whole concept, what they need to do is stop taking the damn money out of it. Stop using the damn money and stop crying about it, or figure out a way to fix it more, as in either change a little bit of the percentage rates, as long as we know, once again, we've balanced a checkbook and we focus on everything and get through it. I mean, let's put it this way. If Milei in Argentina can cut all the departments that are unnecessary in Argentina, and the first time in decades they're in a surplus of cash so they can slowly start getting out of debt, then they can figure it out here if they weren't so busy getting kickbacks. Just saying. I mean, and that's why I just think it's ridiculous. So this is part of the reason I like my escapism, is because I don't like listening to this crap day in, day out. And that's why I'll go play Breath of Fire, or I'll go play a survival game, or I'll go play Final Fantasy, or I'll go watch a movie, or I'll go hang out with my friends on Discord. There's a reason why escapism is important, because doom and gloom is daily, 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 daily. Do we really want this crap in our games? Do we want this crap in our movies? No. That is why there's such a massive pushback, which leads me to what I'm going to talk about next. And that is Sweet Baby Inc. So this stuff continues to go crazy on X. I don't know if you've seen much of it, but it's like, holy crap, man.
I see what you point out to us in Discord.
Yeah, because I'm sitting there like, wow. I'm sitting there literally like, wow. I'm like, okay, I'm floored by it. It's just, it's crazy because, so how this all started, I guess back, something to do with Alan Wake and the Gaming Awards back in November. There was some crap about it. And they talked about it back then in November. Nobody really paid attention to it. I think a couple big critic channels were carrying on about it, or talking about it, about it, but nobody really paid attention. So, and this is basically, I'm taking the cliff notes of everything that I have read, seen, everything. And it's wild because it shocks me that this is getting out of control. So Suicide Squad comes out. And I guess because of the way they treated Batman and the Flash and the way they wrote the bios and all this crap, people were wanting to find out what the hell, who the hell was behind all this, because it's like, this seems just awful. I mean, yes, I know it's Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, but like, it just seemed like disrespect.
Oh, but that story was about, from what I remember off the top of my head, and please, Chaos in the chat, if you're in the chat, Chaos, we are summoning you. Remind me or correct me or whatever. from what I can tell, it's the Suicide Squad versus the Justice League. In that story, somebody, whichever villain it was, I forget which villain it was, brainwashed the Justice League into being evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Brainiac, Darkseid, it's one of them, whatever.
Yeah.
Fine if it's Brainiac, whatever. But the point is that it was a weird story because, as Steve has said on this show and on our shows and everything else, everybody nowadays is romanticizing the villains. Look, I love a good bad guy. Everybody loves a good bad guy.
Right.
But bad guys are supposed to lose. That's why they're bad guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. And the Suicide Squad characters themselves, Deadshot and whatever, King Shark, they're not necessarily super, like Brainiac, super villain.
Yeah.
To whatever with the world.
Most of them were just side characters, really.
Yeah.
But so to go on with that, I guess because they desecrated Flash after he was gone, and the way they offed Batman sparked a lot of outrage. And then they found out that it was a narrative consulting group that was behind a lot of this based on the information. And that's where everything started kind of going to hell. So people were still pissed. People were getting refunds on Suicide Squad and stuff. And so this guy in Brazil, Rambo or something like that, he made, I think that's what his name was, or Cabrutus or something like that. I just seen him briefly. He's been interviewed quite a bit by like big streamers right now, like 50,000 subs and million subs and stuff. But he created Sweet Baby Detected Inc. on Steam. It's a curator group to let people know when consultant groups are involved. I guess these consultant groups, and there's dozens of them, and they kind of come from the Sarkeesian era of the first Gamergate, as they call it, which basically consult these companies to rewrite narratives and storylines and stuff based to fit with modern audience and ideology, or as all the cool kids say, the woke thing. And as the cool kids say, because I'm just like, whatever. I'm just like, okay. So I guess they tried to shut this guy's Steam count down, accusing him of harassment, and started false flagging him and some other stuff. So this company was retaliating, and of course they were saying some hateful stuff on Twitter, and I guess Steam ruled and said the group's fine. It's like 271,000 people in this membership now, and it just keeps growing because people were trying to find out what the hell's going on. And it was interesting because then all this crap's going on, and then one of the people at Sweet Baby wrote a nasty response to Akira Toriyama dying, which he's like the granddad of manga and gaming arts, and I'm like, oh shit. Of course, they got suspended temporarily off of X, but I guess they came back and they privated their account. But that, okay, now you've angered the manga fans and everything else, and it was literally a snowball. I'm just like, wow, what is wrong with these people? And so then here comes all legacy media, Kotaku and IGN and GameSpot and all of them to the defense of Sweet Baby. And Kotaku is the first one that started it. And,
of course
the senior editor wrote some really crappy remarks to people on X after posting basically blaming gamers for all the problems. And Stone said it's a yellow snowball. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's just a giant yellow snowball just rolling down the hill, and like, oh my god, it's getting worse. And so what ends up happening after that is, okay, so all this drama goes on with Kotaku, and then all these other groups get involved, and next thing you know, there's even more game developers attacking gamers, and it has been going on 2 weeks now, and it's not letting up. Literally in my feed on X, when I'm just going down stuff, it keeps going. Now, and this is the crazy part. So I guess this Lyle person on Twitter was even talking about this funded group by our taxpayer dollars, which I guess apparently one of my tweets got really popular. Well, tweets, X posts, whatever the hell you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. I said, oh, great. So this is where my taxpayer dollars is going for. I guess this group is supposed to study and report or some crap of gamers being radicalized on the internet. And I'm like, oh, good Lord. And so now something with the DHS and FBI is involved. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? I'm like, this is literally some clown world shit going on here. It's just literally gamers that are fed up with bad products, don't want to buy the products that are bad, and now it's politics again. Because they don't want politics, they want escapism. So now gamers are the bad guys again. And I'm like, what the hell is going on with this shit? I'm like...
So the thing about this is, when you first started posting news stories about this on the Discord and the gaming news media thing, at first I read it wrong because I guess I wasn't awake enough. I'm like, what the hell does DHL and the FBI have to do with this shit? I didn't see it's a DHS. It's DHL.
What the hell is going on here? This. I mean, of all the things to worry about, the funny thing that cracks me up is gamers are bad. I'm like, all they do is sit there and play in Call of Duty lobbies or replace survival games and have silly shenanigans, or we laugh about shit, or they play Helldiver playing Starship Troopers, basically. Nobody's really anything but playing games. And they just want good games. They want their escapism. But because you are basically saying, no, I don't want anything to do with these narrative companies that are funded by other groups and all this crap, which we ain't going to go down the rabbit hole on that, because that's, in the ESG crap. So now, gamers are bad again. And so they're all the legacy media and like Kotaku, Vice are all calling it Gamergate 2.0. And I'm just like,
but what I find interesting is you keep saying gamers are bad, whereas again, I know 40 years ago it was completely different, whatever else. 40 years ago they were saying video games are bad. Nobody should be playing video games. 40 years later, we're all playing video games, and now we're bad because Look, I pay attention to the news the best I can, but I generally I'm not seeking it out. I'm not. I
know because
I understand
because the talk shows and gaming news and stuff. This is relevant to game news, and I think it's the most stupid shit I've seen because gamers don't want to buy bad products. Gamers bad. I'm like. Give me a fucking break.
I understand that. No, as someone who's done, I understand that's what you do. I'm not saying, what I'm saying is when you show me these stories to come on the show and talk about them, that's the first time, you're getting my initial first reaction here because I don't seek this stuff out. I've curated my social media to the point where it's entertainment stuff, where it's creators who are creating stuff, whether it's a YouTube video, a streaming series on YouTube, or Instagram photos or videos or reels or whatever. If I want to see the news, I'll seek it out and I'll be informed as much as I can be. But news is news in general, all news. I don't care what kind of news it is. It just all seems I know bleeds, it leads. The thing that started in the 80s. No, I know. I'm just saying, you're not going to see a happy news story lead the 6 o'clock news. You're not going to see.
But this, this is not even 6 o'clock news. This was literally gamers saying, "I don't want bad products," and it turned into this circuit channel.
How is that? Yeah, like us saying we don't want bad products, all of a sudden we're the bad guys because we don't. What? Really? That makes no sense.
It's like, and of course, all the BS that comes with it. Everybody's saying, "Oh, well, they're bullying me," and all this. It's like, no, you guys kind of brought on yourself because you keep attacking people. And it's like, you don't stop. So gamers get angry. And so you got even guys like Grums on X, who's Mark Kern, who was the lead developer of WoW and a lot of the original games, Blizzard. He's getting involved in all these other guys because they said, this is all rotten to the core. And it's, infecting all your AAA games and stuff. And then you have some crazy ass videos of people that are definitely technically in a legally way, by saying what you said on a video, you could be sued for discrimination, for bad employee practices. Now, granted, it's, going to be harder uphill battle, but so, for example, the lady that is doing the Black Panther game, she had a video on X, which, why would you basically in a way self-incriminate yourself is beyond me. Why would you do that? I guess you didn't know, you're not thinking, but they literally said, basically, we wanted to make a safe space, so we hired basically basically she literally said non-white people for her entire team.
Okay.
And I'm like, that could be a discrimination lawsuit. Why are you talking about shit like this? And of course, now you should see the thread on it. It's like literally people are saying, well, I'm not supporting this EA game, or people are like, so basically you just admitted that you're violating the Equal Opportunities Act.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, it just don't stop, Mike. And it's like, get out of my escapism. Just give me games that are good without all this crap to it. People should just keep their trap shut, stop talking about this shit and enjoy it. But the reason why we're at this point is because it's destroyed Hollywood. It's destroyed Disney. It's destroyed gaming. It just don't stop.
So is there any actual information about the Black Panther game story?
No, not yet.
Okay. Has there been any announcements or any news of who's going to be voicing any of the characters?
No, luckily not. No. So if they could scrap the project or fire the whole dev team at this point.
I mean, I hope that doesn't happen, but this is supposed to be in Sony and Insomniac or whoever's doing it. It's supposed to be in their Spider-Man, Wolverine. It's supposed to be in their game universe, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I know that Spider-Man was voiced by different characters, voiced by a different voice actor in the games, and that's fine. What my point is if they are trying to tell a Black Panther story, if they are telling a T'Challa story, and you're gonna do that about the guy, like, I'm sure there's plenty of actors out there in Hollywood that could do a T'Challa voice that's different from what we had with
apparently
Chadwick.
It's the entire development team, and they're calling it a safe space. I'm just like, why would you do this on X of all things? And why would you talk about these? I'm just like, this is ridiculous. This is where we're at in today's society. I'm just like, I miss the days where people were proud of doing their games, proud of making a story that everybody could enjoy. I miss the days where everybody liked it. Baldur's Gate 3, great example of a game that most almost everybody I know likes story. Now, some people may have had some opinions about some of the scenes and stuff, but guess what? It was a solid game. I can't complain about it. You had so many options, and there was something for everybody. And it didn't affect anybody's gameplay or anything. It was one of the best games that I've seen done current for storytelling. It just literally did everything. But when you have this type of crap, it don't help. And it's just interesting because based on the way they're trying to break through escapism at this point, there's really no place for people to go just to have fun and escape. Unless you go back to the old stuff, which, you know, some of my Discord members we were talking about say that's why they play old games nowadays. They don't get anything new. They don't spend money. They just save money because, well, it's ridiculous. And Lairs, and I don't want to ignore chat too.
All right, no. But before we get to Alaris, really quick, Boxboy asked everybody what games we play. My first response: GTA 4, Super Mario World. I'm old school. I don't do it's not because I don't want to do modern games, frankly, because my PC can't handle them, but that's whatever. You know, but yeah, I mean,
you may need to upgrade your PC for this game.
Thanks for throwing that stone.
Did it hit you right and square in the face?
Dude, jackass.
Yeah,
but what's Alaris saying to us?
Lair says, I mean, you remember that news branch Deadspin that slandered the native kid? Deadspin got shut down. Fun fact, that guy owned Deadspin, also owns Kotaku. And he's getting tired of the BS his employees continue to pull, so I wouldn't be surprised if Kotaku shuts down in the future and the name sold off too. I could see that. If that is true source on that, Lair's, yeah, I could see that. I mean, I am not able to verify. I'm just going based off the comments, but you know, it's, for me, journalism's gone. Gaming journalism, modern journalism is gone. The journalism doesn't tell the truth. It only tells narratives to portray some, you know, groups that they don't like as the villains, which is right now gamers that just want a good game and good story. And that seems like the challenge, Mike, is they just want a good story. And they want to have escapism. They want to not think about modern day. And it's like, you know, or everything going on. We've got, you know, stagnation, inflation, and we got wars all over the place. People don't want to think about that 24/7. People want to have fun. People want to enjoy life. Video games is a gateway that we've had since Atari days that people could play, escape, not think about it, have fun. Some people may call it an addiction sometimes, just like comic book reading or playing with action figures or playing board games or playing D&D. All that stuff is forms of escapism.
It's a dog. It's Tucker from Instagram.
Oh.
Tucker Budson.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? But that's, he threw me off there. That's great.
That's right.
But that's the thing with it, Mike, is we were supposed to have that and have that opportunity to get away from it. And it's just crazy that it just doesn't stop. And now,
let's go back for just 1 second, because again, I know today and what 30, 40 years ago was, but when I was a kid, my mom would go to work every day, let's just say 9 to 5, but I'm sure her hours were different than that. She would go 9 to 5 and work. She would come home. She would make dinner. We would have dinner. We watched the 5, 6, and 6:30 news, and then we would, okay, we're up to date on the world events or the local events or whatever. And then at 7 o'clock, we had Wheel of Fortune. 7:30, we had Jeopardy. And then the rest of the night was all entertainment with Alf and Knight Rider and Night Court and everything else, and escaped. So we got everything within one night before bed, within one day. By the time you woke up at 5 a.m., time you went to bed at, say, 9 or 10 p.m. if you were an adult back then, you know, you got everything within one day, every day. You obviously the news is going to change every different day, and the episodes are going to be different on the shows or whatever. But like you had a routine of things, and the problem I think is with the internet now having so much. There is so much choice on the internet. We can go everywhere, anywhere that we want to go.
Right.
And we can look at any news article on any news website and whatever. We were just talking about this on Altered Geek when you had you appeared twice for us.
Hollywood Go Home and
Hollywood Go Home and streaming services exhaustion. And we were talking about all this on those podcasts over on the Geekcast Radio Network, and it's like, number one, I just want the world to have some more common sense. Number two, let us escape, because it's stressful to take all the negativity in.
Right. And that's exactly it. It's just too much. It's just like we have 24/7 news now. You can't escape it, or you try to escape it. Used to be 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock on the news, and then 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock, depending on where you're at, was the news. That was it. Now you're bombarded with everything and constant turmoil, or people that, you know, since the last 10 years have basically brought back a lot of things that our ancestors had to deal with. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, everybody, you know, I thought at one point people were moving on in life and things were getting better. And then, I don't know, one day just everything went to crazy town. Let's just put it this way, just like a crazy got off the bus somewhere and just been... It's like, and Lair says, one day KaiCon will be a thing in Kai's D&D group with Game Master Stone. Nah, if I'm going to do any of that stuff, I'll be the Game Master. And we'll have Mike. So Mike, you know, escapism. Let's go back to escapism.
Mm-hmm.
If you were, let's just say, would you want to play a character that's the embodiment of you with your illness and everything, or would you rather play that guy that's the big buff guy with holding a sword and shield and charging the front lines? And
right. So look, perfectly, fully functional left arm, right arm not exactly functional kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Sorry folks for the whatever. Here's the thing, I want my personality in the character. I want my beliefs in the way that I was raised in the character. But would I love to have a character that had 2 functioning arms and legs? Yeah, sure, absolutely. I don't necessarily need to be, you know, a 8-pack or a 10-pack or anything like that. But, you know, as long as I had... There's my entire life, and I know this is stupid and it's petty and it's whatever, but it is what it is. It isn't about anybody specifically, but the world at large, compared to my disability, they get to use both their arms. They get to use both their hands. I don't, which is fine. I've dealt with it all my life. That doesn't mean at some point at 7 years old, 14 years old, whatever age I've been, have I been jealous of those people that get, yeah, hell yeah, all the damn time. So yes, in escapism, in a video game or a D&D game or whatever the hell you want to do, at this Kai convention that we're apparently putting on next year,
apparently.
You know, yeah, no.
But you'd rather be the paladin in the front lines, being able to hold the shield and one sword in the other and do your thing and hold the line. I mean, because that's an escapism. You don't want to think about your injuries or your illness or anything, and that's the problem that a lot of the modern narratives want, is they want you to focus on your real life self. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And that's not, and it's crazy that that's the whole perception that they're going with. And I'm like, okay, I'm a big guy. I've been a big guy since I was a kid. I have worked my ass off to lose weight. I have bad allergies. I've had forms of asthma. I have not been athletic. I am not some big buff guy that's going to be able to run a marathon or anything. Guess what? I get to have my escapism playing as Solid Snake and being around beautiful ladies and stuff. I get to play MMORPG, and I may want to play a lady on that. I don't care, because guess what? It's escapism. You know what? I don't really care. That's where escapism comes into play. I don't want to play a game that basically is literally me, the blob, running around. I mean, unless I'm the X-Men blob. I know. I'm making a joke. Damn it. I know I'm losing. But hey, nothing beats the blob. Remember X-Men? He's like, nothing beats the blob. It's like, but no. In all reality, yeah, I am working on losing weight. But in reality, guess what? And it's just what? I can make fun of myself and laugh about it, because if you can't, there's a problem there too. I mean, but at the end of the day, I want to play a mage. I want to play a warrior or do that shit. That is called escapism. I don't want a reflection of myself in a fucking game. I may put some of my personality to it, but here's the other thing. It's called role-playing. It's pretend to be something you're not. That's literally what it is. And so you may envision yourself as Batman. Think of how many kids and think of themselves as Goku or Batman or Superman or any of those characters. Those are strong guys that get through anything. They're tough. Think of how many people those characters have brought together in the world. Different.
Absolutely. That's
what people want. And today's writing, today's designs doesn't bring people together. It's just divides. Which is why I think get out of my escapism. And Lair says, I want to be an elf druid with a brachiosaurus as a pet that can swing through trees like Tarzan. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there is nothing wrong with that, Alaris. I think that'd be cool. And Ramcross, well, he'd be our dumb barbarian with one intelligence that goes me smash. And Stone would be the meat shield. He'd have max constitution. Just walk in front of everything. He may not. He has one dexterity, so a rake hits him in the face. But
oh, Stone, poor Stone.
I love you guys. But no.
I am. Since we're talking about this, since we're talking about fictionalized characters and everything else, I'm sending you an image of myself when I was, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 8, I think, 5 and 6 maybe. Just because, I was a skinny kid too.
Yeah, you're a skinny kid?
I was a skinny
look
kid
at that. When you got the Burger King, you thought you were king.
That's right.
You thought you were
That's
King
right.
Mike. Aw.
I'm the king, baby. Hail to the king.
Have it your
Let's
way.
Right. Right.
I wasn't going to put it on stream.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't care.
Okay. All right. Fine. Hold on.
Yeah, no. I will show people. I mean, people can see me here now.
I was that way too growing up.
I'm 6'1", 460 pounds.
All right.
Do I need to lose some weight? Yeah, I do. Maybe about 100 pounds or so. And I'm really working on that yet, but I need to try to start.
All right, hold on,
more.
Mike.
Yep.
Okay, where is it at? It should be showing up here.
Between the A and the T. That's where it's at. Where it's at.
Yeah, where the hell's it at, guy? Oh, what the hell?
I don't know. You screwed it up.
No, it should be here.
No.
Should be here.
It's gone.
Oh. Hold on, let me see if I can find it again. Okay. It should pop up.
It wouldn't be Kai Dragon Media, folks, without technical difficulties.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. Why is it not popping up? Oh, hey, that works.
That works. That's an older picture.
Okay, let's try this one now.
So that
there
was,
we go. There we go.
There it is.
There's the Burger King.
Good Lord.
Mike can have it his way now.
Uh-huh.
I don't have any pictures on me.
I didn't used to until my mom passed in 2015 and I found all this stuff and everything else. So, yeah, that's me.
But it's ridiculous, though, at the end of the day, Mike, that, you know, this is the world we live in, but we want to escape it. Man,
I was going to look up. That's funny. Never mind. But people want to escape it.
You know, it's the world we live in. I mean, I think everybody wants to escape their life. I mean, so chat, I'm going to do a little poll here. I'm going to do a little fun poll for you guys in chat. And let me, for my ghost streaming or watching on my short stream, main stream can be found here. I'm linking it to you guys now.
Yes, folks, go to the mainstream.
Put a poll. And if you like, please like, share, and subscribe. Because you know what? We do these talk shows once a week. We have good discussions here. You know, we don't aim to harm anything. We just want to open people's eyes to other things and, you know, try to promote unity when... Because I always say, in the darkness, there's always the light. There's always hope.
That's right.
I mean, so...
Always hope.
All right, let me put this poll out for you. All right. Okay, so we're going to start this poll here. If I can, question's too long. Okay, question's too long. Wow, okay, screw you then. Okay, let me see.
That's crazy. Question's too long. That's what she said.
Okay, there you go. Poll's up. Do you believe escapism should basically be about your real self or pretending? Fantasy, you know, pretend to be something you're not. Cast your votes. Let's see. I'm curious if there's anybody, and there's no right or wrong answer on this. I'm just curious because, you know, I even got friends that I'm sure that they're wheelchair bound. I'm sure that they don't want to pretend. They don't want to be in a virtual game in a wheelchair. They want to be able to run on their own 2 feet. Everything else. And I think that's the whole purpose of escapism, is to forget about that shit. And,
absolutely.
And I think that's a big thing, you know, is we want things that we love and hold dear that are what make us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's the element that these narratives, this BlackRock and ESG and all this stuff that you see on X, it's bad enough Elon Musk is now paying attention to it. I'm like, the fact that it's going to a billionaire now at this point, it's crazy. And Lair, that's perfect fun. Always be a little bit of combination of both your real self, pretend self. Yeah, I mean, I get that. Absolutely. But that to me would still be part of your pretend self too.
Well, and then that's what I was saying. What I would do is I would take me as I am, mentally, physically, not physically, but like all of my beliefs and my opinions and my values and all of that. I would put that into the character, but I would make the character actually have 2 working hands, not just one.
Well, okay, so for example, in a D&D game that I played a troll. But spelled the Kool-Aid Man backwards. So it was non-dialogue. The whole joke, he had a special ability called, oh yeah! And he put his fists through walls and stuff and can break down walls, depending on how thick it was. And Jesus Christ.
Ram.
Wow. God damn it. Oh, Jesus Christ. So I did it as a joke, you know, a troll and trolling in there and stuff. But part of me ended up being part of that troll as I was doing it, and I was not thinking that. And the troll was more about justice and honor and protecting people. And so this joke mercenary character ended up taking charge and being the leader of a party that fought together with everybody, bringing people together. And literally, I was like, shit, this is not the direction I intended, but it's actually pretty damn cool. That was my last big D&D I played, and I thought it was fun. But yes, there was part of my real self with my strong desire of justice and all that put into this character, and I'm just like, huh. So yeah, I agree with Alaris on that, and damn, Ram. Damn, you need help, buddy.
Ram.
You need help, buddy. Jesus Christ.
Ram has crossed the line.
Yeah.
He's not on the show tonight.
Yeah. There was this.
That's not a,
there was this little. This is this little line, and he just hopped right over it. God damn.
Damn, Ram.
Damn. That's wild. But so yeah. So that's what's been going on in the Sweet Baby Land, Sweet Baby Inc. Which, by the way, who the hell came up with Sweet Baby? That sounds so damn awful. I'm like, I don't care if it's an ink. That just, it sounds so screwed up.
Only other name I have ever heard with those words in it. Sweet Baby Ray's. That's it.
Yeah, I literally think of the barbecue sauce all the time, and I'm just like, huh. It's like, Stone's trying to give us nightmares. Ram Cross's baby, Herman. Oh, Jesus. God damn it.
Oh, God, Stone!
Wow, talk about doubling down, tripling down. Holy shit, chat. You guys are like on fire.
Where's my Stokey? Wow. Good old baby Herman.
Damn.
Damn.
So, yeah, it's freaking crazy. I mean, I don't know. I just have a feeling that this Gamergate shit is gonna, we're just seeing the start of it. Especially with all these mainstream and gaming journalists, which, you know, looking at it right now. So, and let me see. Let me put this out. I'm looking to see. Somebody put a good picture of it up. I don't see it. Maybe, oh, here it is. It's like Eurogamer, Kotaku, PC Gamer, Take This, the U.S. government, Government of Canada, game developer, The Guardian Intercept, all going after gamers now. And this picture cracks me up. It's like this old guy poking the stick at the gamer, says, come on, do extreme stuff. And the gamer's like, I'm just not gonna buy your shitty game. I'm like what? I'm like, that's all they're saying. They don't want to buy the shitty games.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's it. It's just like people don't want to go to the movies to watch a shitty movie. There's no difference. Everybody has a right to spend their hard-earned money however they want. They earned it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, remember
Absolutely.
Scary Movie? Jesus, I remember that movie. But yeah, then they were talking about like Take This, you know, was funded by DHS, and they're going after targeted harassment, which is stupid. And then they started on X, they started linking people that were involved in it. And I was like, so like somebody that's in Bethesda is part of the organization. All these guys are part of this organization. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, and a lot of them are in the gaming industry, and it's just like, why? It's absurd. And then developers don't understand why people just are sick of the crap. And guess the biggest thing is, and most of it is in your AAA industry. Some of it's in your indie, but it's very few in your indie. It's mostly your AAA companies that are the ones causing it. Which,
well, that's because the AAA companies need as much media attention as they can get.
Yeah, that's true. And I see that. You put that like back where it belongs. Damn it. I see somebody keeps liking just to see if I notice. You're funny. You're funny. Mm-hmm.
Phone. I'm crossed.
I'm sure. Leave that like alone, kids. Put that back in the cookie jar. Oh.
Or like is an agreement to like this channel and subscribe to this channel and watch this channel.
Hey,
you
put it back.
Revoke
Put
your
it,
like.
Put it back. I keep seeing that. Naughty, bad.
Huh?
It's funny. I love you guys. I'm glad to have you guys here. So yeah, I don't have much more on this. I mean,
Let's move on.
I mean, I'm sure this will be a conversation next week and the week after, depending on how much more crazy this shit's gonna be. By the time it's over with, it'll be another Unity.
Doing it. Oh.
Unity.
Oh, not doing it.
Oh God.
Nope.
Cross says too many years of Madden and COD just changed up rosters a mess full of game for a full game price. Yeah.
I was surprised that there was a Madden 24. I thought that franchise died with John.
No, as long as EA has it, they can keep going.
I know, but the guy is no longer with us. How can they get new things to make the new? That's one thing that I don't understand about Madden now. He was still alive. Sure, you could get him to do a voice session or whatever for a new game.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing? Just recycling all the old stuff that they've had from like Madden 97.
Pretty much.
Now?
They may change a feature here or there, but all it is new rosters and new cash shops and shit. And so basically out of the votes, everybody pretty much said they want to basically escapism by pretending, So Lair can be the elf druid that swings from the trees with her Brachiosaurus, and Ramcross can be barbarian and
something.
Or something. And yeah, Ramcross is right. They got way too comfy with dumbasses spending money. That's what it comes down to. It's dumbasses that are spending money. And because they're spending money, these companies have gotten so complacent. And then, of course, during COVID, ESG, they all got comfortable with all this extra money that had stipulations attached to it with consulting groups and all that. And believe it or not, Mike, this is a small consulting group. We don't know how big the other ones are. I don't think I saw on X, there's like 20 of them.
You're not going to finish that sentence, so I'll finish it for you.
What?
This is a small consortium, because that's what it is. It's a consortium. It's not a consultant firm. It's a consortium. It's a conspiracy. Damn it.
Okay, we can go with that. I'm okay with that. And Lair wants to secretly be an elven George of the Jungle. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. And what's interesting is there was some stuff. I guess I'll finish this. There was some videos of them coming out like Sweet Baby, and they say if the game company or the developers don't want to go with what they recommend changes, then it's like they threaten them, extort them with cancellation and everything. It's like, holy shit.
So stupid.
So even if the devs didn't want it, they were forced to do it. And even Grum's Mark Kern was talking more about that he says it's worse than you think. And a lot of developers that are scared to talk about it have messaged him privately and said, hey, This is bigger than you think with AAA. It's like, well, and Ramcross is right. When a comic's good, no one complains. When pockets get tight, you wake up to all this shit. I think that is the best example. You're more alert of where your dollars go. Your tax dollars, your dollars you spend, and Lair says there's an discussion that popped up on that the Corden was part of, was a talk with a higher up at Blizzard, talked about how companies chased after easy money. Yeah, you're talking about Mark Kern. I watched that one. It was interesting. Yeah, I've been following up on this, guys, for a while. I've just been, for me, you know, small YouTuber. I know we don't get much exposure, but you know, I still think it's an interesting discourse to have because this shit's real. And it ties
more exposure if people wouldn't take away their likes.
Yeah. And so they had limitations put on them to meet demands where the money came from, resulting in all these really bad games. Yeah, exactly, Laris. That's the big problem. And it comes down to that we're more alert of it, but also people are sick of it. Hollywood, everything. It's not just one area of escapism. And that's
all areas.
It's in all areas at this point. And it's not, it don't matter which side, political side you're on, everybody's sick. A good portion of the world's sick of it. We just want our escapism back. That's the bottom line. We want to have fun and enjoy what we had. And it goes back to what I said before. Love what you do and love your audience. If you don't have that, get the hell out of it. And this still rings true, for example, with these consultants, the game industry. They have no love for the gamers. They have no love for their audience. Maybe they should get out of the gaming business.
Yeah.
Figure out something else. Okay. So I found this interesting article today. It says the great exodus is coming to YouTube. And YouTuber Matt Pat had predicted a mass exodus from YouTube in 2024. So this is an interesting article. It was on Yahoo News. It's from Business Insider by Lindsay Dodson. It says the great exodus is coming, leaving AI junk and Mr. Beast to reign supreme. YouTuber Matt Pat predicted a mass exodus from YouTube 2024. Many creators are facing burnout and difficulties due to changes on the platform. The future may be an era that's far different from what made YouTube a popular place. When Matt Pat announced that he'd leave behind his renowned YouTube channel, The Game Theorist, this year, he had also had a prediction 24 will be the year we see a mass exodus from the platform. I think this is a year that's going to be a lot more of these, he said in a farewell video like his own. I think the dam is going to burst in a lot of ways. YouTubers are retiring is nothing new. The last few years have seen the exit of many beloved critters, which I don't know about, Jenna Marbles, Tyler Oakley, and Tana Burr. Some due to criticism, some due to declining views. Others like Zoe Sog, Lily Singh, and Corpse Husband have scaled back their content massively, focusing on their other pursuits such as comedy, business, music. But this current wave of departures feels different and may be the tipping point for a whole new era of YouTube. One where Mr. Beast reigns supreme and smaller creators struggle to compete for views against his extremely expensive cinema stunts, and where AI-generated content thrives. I'm going to pause that there for a minute, and we're going to preface this a little bit. So, the biggest challenge that you have on YouTube as a small creator, and this is where 90% of them fail, and I'm no different, but I'm a persistent bastard. I still keep going, and I'm going to make it. I don't give a shit what it takes. But YouTube pushes you to your limit. YouTube pushes you to a breaking point. YouTube punishes you. And I'm saying this as nice as I can, because you know, they're going to say, oh, well, it's just your content video. It's the quality. No, it's the algorithm. The algorithm doesn't know where to find a place for you, even if you give it all the descriptions, the tags, everything. It may test it out to the wrong people. It may test it out to the right people, but it's not enough. There's a lot of different factors. People are still testing it. Of course, basically, they've said on YouTube, some Mythbuster with the liaison, that it looks at every stream, every video on its own accord. I don't believe that. I don't believe, because I've seen ups and downs. I've seen returning viewers. I've seen this channel. I've had 15 concurrent one time. I've had 2 concurrent. I've had streams that were droughts. But here's how I know. I look at the impressions. The impressions is how many times YouTube is put it out there on the internet. How many times it's pushed it out into the aether. A lot of times you don't see it very pushed out very much. And there's anomalies where a creator with 5 or 6, you know, or maybe 200, 300 subs will get a 20 or 30,000 view video. It doesn't correlate with the many views they get, and the video and the comments don't correlate with the subs that they get. I've also seen YouTube channels where there's somebody I know that has 10,000 subscribers, but if you look on his views, he maybe has 20 or 30, which he basically is using a system to get subs, which is basically paid promotions, which doesn't help your channel. It actually destroys your channel. And, you know, it's tough. It's a tough business game. It's like Twitch. So yeah, while there is a lot of new people that enter the field all the time, most of them drop out. Most of them hate the idea that they've donated so much time and they lose it with their family. They lose it with their friends. They lose everything. It's a very, very tough road. And it could take years. Successful creators have probably taken several years to do that. Now, like Mr. Beast, he started with a gaming channel, got to 10,000 people and subs, and then decided to go off on doing these extreme videos and stuff. And that's where he was able to do it.
He's an anomaly.
He's an anomaly, and because he's got the capital for being that anomaly, he's able to replicate that stuff. He's able to hire people to expand his YouTube channel to India and Europe and stuff, and have all these translators being able to put it on these. That's why he's able to grow. The problem with it, though, is most YouTubers burn out, or they get punished by a system of broken copyrights, where people start copyrighting a person's channel and a bot's claiming music that isn't theirs, or somebody doesn't like the fact, like, for example, I remember a YouTuber I saw on X, Camelot, because he cited a source, gave credit to the author and everything, but because the guy thought he was an alt-right Trumper, he flagged his account as a copyright and false flagged it. And so he had to fight it, and even said, I'll get an attorney now if you're really going to play this game. And he got it. But creators have to go through this type of shit, or YouTube will go back through your old content, and you may have said something they might not have liked one time, or they may have misinterpreted something you said, or, you know, you probably type in 7 Days to Die, which is a game. Well, the word die is bad, so they demonetize you. They don't give you the support that you need. You have to figure shit out on your own. That all burns people out. That's why they drop.
I agree. The thing with 7 Days to Die is, people working at YouTube at whatever level they're working at, from the guy that shines the CEO's shoes to the CEO, they should all know, because streaming video games happens on YouTube all the time. They should be paying attention to the news, the releases, the whatever.
Well,
they should
literally,
know.
There's a link when you do your game search. You type it in, they know it's there. They recognize it. You click and associate with the title.
Right.
But the AI will demonetize because you have that. that's the type of shit, Mike, that content creators have to do, especially on YouTube. I love the platform. I love having my audience, but that's the biggest problem. And
the other problem is you can't. So the title of the game, the video game, is 7 Days to Die.
Yeah.
You can't shorten that to 7 Days to D, because then people are going to think D means something completely else.
Yeah, it could be a porno for all I know. And it's like
exactly, it's like so what is it? Win-win.
Yeah, it's a challenge. And then YouTube for a while did their weird thing where, oh, you can't swear because the advertisers. So everybody had to change and figure out how they're going to say it. And content creators get exhausted because they have to keep changing their guidelines, changing how they do their channel, changing this. Or, there's a hate crusade because you said something that a group didn't like. Next thing you know, they're all false flagging your videos. YouTube just automatically takes your channel down and your livelihood's gone. All your income's gone and there's no repercussion. And then sometimes people have to do a mass spam of Team YouTube to get it looked at, and you have to have somebody reach out. It's a nightmare for creators.
It's
there's a lot more that people don't understand. When people younger than me say, I want to be a content creator, I tell them, get a job. I said, do this part-time or do it as a second job, and know that you're not going to get paid for at least the first year, at least, unless somehow you get lucky. And then number two, you have to be persistent, and you have to understand that you're going to feel like you want to quit. You're going to have to feel like you're getting kicked in the dirt. Guess what? You got to do what you got to do. You have to keep pushing. And that is the hardest part with it all. And believe me, Mike, there's been times I felt like giving up. There's times I felt kicked in the dirt. I may have a great stream where I have, 10, 15 concurrent people watching, and I picked a few subs up. Next day, all those subs are gone. And I'm just like, or there may be streams where I see maybe instead of average of, 20 hours watch time or some being, I can understand, small channel, maybe only 2 hours or something. It's a kick to the fucking nuts. So I understand why they're talking about mass exodus and burnout and all the rules changing. Rumble is no better. I mean, Rumbles has its own problems. Twitch has massive freaking problems. The only way you get popular there is if you do something that gets you banned for a couple days that, suddenly Kotaku and all of them will talk about, like, oh, they banned this person because they were doing ... or pegging or whatever. And it's like, okay. And then they get popular because it's like the Howard Stern effect. What are they going to do next? And, this is one thing I will agree with Camelot, because he was talking about he could grow bigger. He doesn't want to be a drama channel, Mike. I don't want to be a drama channel. I don't want to do Keemstar style shit. I don't want to cover YouTubers beefs. I don't want to cover that stuff. I do talk about gaming news and culture news because it is relevant. I try to talk about the positive stuff, but sometimes shit like this people need to know about. But at the end of the day, it's tough business. So yes, I see people exodosing.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing of it is I never, most of the time, you go to my YouTube channel, 90% of the time, out of the 287 videos I have that I've been on YouTube for 15 or 16 years now, you're not going to see me on camera because I prefer dealing in audio. I started as an audio podcaster. I'm still an audio podcaster 16 years later. That's what I prefer. I'm on other people's shows, like I'm on with Kai now and whatever else nowadays, sure, fine. Now that I have a webcam, if that show requires or would prefer me to be on camera,
I don't necessarily beat you to be on it if you want. But
no. I'm not saying you. I'm saying in general where my stance is now on my own channel. 99.75% of the time, I will not be on camera, but if there is another YouTube channel that wants me on their live or wants me on whatever, and it's a live thing like this, oh, you can't see me. You know, I'll do the camera. There's some nights where my brain damage and my vision won't let me
like last week you couldn't do it. Last week you couldn't do it, and I said, hey, that's fine. So I just put your emblem up.
I mean, that light isn't exactly very, very bright in here, but it's just one of those things where it's bright enough to where if I have a headache or if I have something going on and I can't handle it, normally this room is completely pitch black other than the screen.
Correct.
The thing is that I don't mind going on camera now as much as I used to. But again, my own YouTube channel.
Well, it's like my friend, posted like 8 videos. He got 20,000 views and he got like crap tons of subs. And you know what it was? It was a male person hitting a dog with their car. The dog did not get injured, thank God, but literally, that was the video. Because mailman was pulling in the driveway, and it was a neighbor's video, and you know, and that's it. The dog, like I said, dog didn't get hurt, but and the mailman started cussing at the dog, and the dog was all happy and trying to jump in the car with her. But literally, the title was "Mailman hits the neighbor's dog." It literally literally got 20,000 views on it and got a shit ton of subs. And he goes, I don't know, but that was it. I was like, drama freaking sells. That is literally a tragedy. I'm like, or it could have been a tragedy. It was. I looked at it. I've watched it, and I'm like, okay, dog's okay. Dog jumps in her car and wants to ride with her. Okay, it was clickbait kind of thing, but it's like
that's my biggest problem with the internet now. And I understand that clickbait is clickbait, and clickbait is there to get clicks. Hello, that's why it's called clickbait. But we just finished the streamings or the Hollywood Go Home, or no, it wasn't.
No, you guys did one on Tuesday. It was old gaming or something.
Right now, as of this live recording, whatever we're doing here, there's an episode of GeekCastRadio.com of Altered Geek, episode 429. What the hell is it called? The State of Video Games in 2024, where Captain Ruggles joined us and Steve, and we were talking about all of that and everything else. And part of that was a story that you had brought up to us at some point last year that you wanted to talk about the gamers demanding playable demos.
Correct.
That was the title of the article. Gamers demand playable demos before purchasing. That article had changed that word. One word. Gamers want. Gamers would like. I know, because gamers demand, it's going to get the clicks, and it's going to get to this, and it's going to get to that. Like I said before, I've been on YouTube 15, 16 years. I have 287 videos. My most popular video, it's a thumbnail, and it's not even like a clever title. It's the name of the podcast, and it's the name of what we're doing. All things Transformers. Transformers Dark of the Moon. 133,000 views from 12 years ago. Popular one. All as it is that thumbnail art that Steve made and our audio podcast version of us. I don't know. I think it's like a 3-hour video or 4-hour video, whatever the audio is. Like, it's us discussing Dark of the Moon when Dark of the Moon came out in whatever the hell, 11. So like, yeah, it does come down to titling. But I know he's been my best friend for 15, 16 years. I can safely say, between Steve and myself, tired, exhausted, and just don't care about clickbait anymore. We haven't for a long time.
Yeah.
You won't ever see a clickbait article.
I don't like clickbait either, Mike. I like to be true. Like tonight, I literally put in serious discussion time. Get on my escapism. SBI, which I had to shorten it because title link, which was talking about Sweet Baby. And X, which is Twitter, and much more, because it couldn't have much more. I could have changed this into some tragedy, real discussion, gamers in crisis, or something like that, and could have made it into some super drama and cue the violin and the sad music, which I need to find that because my budget is really shitty right now. So sorry about that. I don't have the violin music and the sad puppy eyes behind us. Point is, I don't believe in that crap either. I believe in being honest and having integrity. Everybody that I know and has watched my show knows that I am truthful. I do what I say. I'm serious about the community, love this community. I want to provide the best information, entertainment, comedy through the streaming that we can do, just like I'm working on in development our own publicist area. I will be working on steps to become the gaming journalist, entertainment journalist website. We are working on that. There's a few people interested in writing for it. I will let you know. I probably also be having different sections for entertainment, like cooking recipes, gardening, and Mike is doing it. Okay. Oh. It's got to be your heater.
No, it's not even on.
What the hell? Okay.
It's not. I'm telling you.
Okay, now it's gone now. It sounded like you're in a nuclear reactor. We have done so much audio checks and then it pops up again. I don't even know anymore, Mike. I got an answer for you.
You may need to upgrade your PC for this game.
I don't even know anymore, buddy. But anyway, we are working on the funding and everything to build up entertainment magazine. It's going to be truthful. There may be some opinions, but I want just the facts on it. I want to have cooking and gardening and music and gaming and culture stuff like new toys and stuff. I want to kind of set it up. Still have a lot in concept, but I've decided that because modern media sucks and a lot of the legacy media can't tell the fucking truth, and it's time for some of us to take destiny into our own hands and make something that will be worthwhile. So that is a project that I am working behind the scenes.
Very cool, very cool.
I've decided I kind of made up my decision after some crap, and also because one of my coworkers, so she blogs, right? Making $10,000 a month.
Yeah. Yikes!
And
That's
I'm thinking to myself. And I know what she's doing. Well, there's a place for podcasts in there too.
Yeah.
And storing podcast stuff. So I'm looking into all this because we can store all our podcasts there. I'm looking at all sorts of stuff now because I want to dive fully into media, guys. I want to basically build this business and use it to fund YouTube projects and skits and all this crap because we need this. We need something that's sane in this insane world right now. You need something that just keeps politics and crap out of it. I remember the days of Nintendo. No, it's like, remember Nintendo Power at all? Do you remember that at all?
Oh, yeah. Hello.
Nintendo Power. I went back through some of my old magazines, which I think there were some by now, but we'll see. I actually like them, so I'm gonna keep them. But I went through them. It literally just told you what the game was about, what it did, how it played, and there was no politics in them. There was some games, tips, tricks on it. There was a trick corner of it. I'm thinking, why can't we have modern journalism like this? This is something that we used to have. I know drama sells, but guess what? A lot of people are sick of drama and they're sick of the lies. I think a lot of people would rather have truth-telling facts today. Something that modern media can't do.
Absolutely.
And
I don't know what is going on in your chat tonight, but holy crap.
What?
It's Stone and Ram in a room, and yikes.
Yeah, I know. But how do you teach a bearded dragon to pole dance, Lairs? Twitch. There's a lot more there. Yeah, I don't watch Twitch. It makes me all twitchy. Yeah, Stone does Twitch a lot. I mean, he definitely does. I mean, but hey, you know, I'm sure we could teach a bearded dragon to pole dance. I don't have the other Kai with me right now. I'd put him on my shoulder, and maybe we'll give him a little pole, and he can dance around on top of my shoulder.
Don't torture him like that.
Alaris wants to see a bearded dragon pole dance. Maybe I can do that. Just set the pole up on my shoulder, let him go around it.
Oh my god.
Hey, things can happen, man. Things can happen here. So, yeah, that's kind of... I don't really have... Oh, yeah. Back to this. So, I went off on a tangent. God damn it. But I knew today was going to do that. But they said with current wave departures and maybe the tipping point of a whole new era of YouTube where Mr. Beast reigns supreme and small creators struggle to compete for views against his extremely expensive. And also the other thing we're going to be fighting against is all AI generated content that has significantly grown because
I think it's more about the AI generated content and the AI generated video than it is about Mr. Beast. Like I said earlier in the show, Mr. Beast is an anomaly. Nobody.
Yeah, he went from 91 million subs 2 years ago to 244 million. But that's because he's able to expand it. But he himself, Mike, even admitted that all his stuff he does is costs him absurd amount of money now to keep doing this. He's even said he's having to cut back on all his absurdity because it's not as popular.
Well, here's the thing about Mr. Beast, and I've only found him recently within like the last year or so. So I've listened to interviews with him. I've listened to podcasts where he's been on talking about how his goal is to just create YouTube videos. Whatever the YouTube video is, that's what his goal is. That's what it was from the day that he started to now, where he, like you said, has 244 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Guy, I don't watch all of his videos because not all of them interest me, but some of them do. But the problem I think YouTube is going to have, YouTube creators are going to have, is more about the AI generated stuff than it is about somebody like Mr. Beast or Casey Neistat or Marquez Brownlee and everybody, all these other people, you know, are really popular on YouTube. It's not the people that's the problem. It's the technology. It's the artificialist. I want actual intelligence, not artificial intelligence. Thank you very much. Like, and I know I say that every week, but like,
yeah,
I don't see. First of all, like I said, Mr. Beast does not want to ruin everybody. He doesn't like, that's not his goal at all. And again, that article that you're looking at, where is that from?
Business Insider, and it's just published, and it's on YouTube. I have it posted in Gaming News. So here's so this is the key pivotal thing. This is Zoglat, a digital ethnographer and feminist media scholar, told Business Insider she thinks the number of high-profile OG YouTubers leaving has to do with already existing problems with being a content creator being exacerbated in recent years. Content creation has always been precarious, she said, fraught with uncertainty and burnout caused by unpredictable it is to build a career on a platform that is constantly changing, has opaque algorithmic systems and unreliable monetization mechanisms. This is a valid point here. Despite being generally considered one of the top social media platforms for creator compensation, YouTube has struggled in the past with combating hate speech, conspiracy theories, making its copyright system fair, consistent, how to balance free speech. Yeah, they're all over the place on this stuff. And like even the definition, nobody really knows anymore what the hell a conspiracy theory is or hate speech. Anything you say can be considered hate speech today. So how the hell do you combat that? And Glass said a few elite creators have managed to navigate all the changes to cultivate their presence for more than 10 years, but a lot of them are departing, and it says it's clear that this is a long time coming. With the fact TikTok is getting ready to be banned, if the government goes through with their banning on it, I think a lot of people shift to YouTube, but YouTube's going to have a bigger problem now. Trying to control everything, because TikTok's kind of the Wild West where you say and do the stupidest, most dangerous stuff. And I don't think YouTube really wants that. But
no.
And then of course they're talking about AI taking over. And so just closing on that one. That's a big problem. And, you know, it's hard for small creators. Now, like Ruggles said, me and him are up and coming. We've been really pushing. We're trying to grow. We're trying to get more exposure, trying to get more people watching, all this crap. And it's hard. And it takes time. And it's worse when you're already working another job and you don't have all the free time to sit there and edit videos all day long and do 2 or 3 shows. You know, that's why when I saw like some of these rich guys like Asmongold and Hassan Piker and all them carrying on about how streaming's hard. Okay, basically, streaming's not that hard if you're established. You can afford to hire editors. You can afford to hire support staff. You can afford to hire that. You can do this full time. Some of them were crying that they work 9 hours a day. Well, you know what? Split into 3 shows throughout the day. Give yourself a break. Do one show that's 3 hours. Because a lot of them, all they do is react to news and content anyway. They sit or movies and they're like, I mean, that's literally all they do. And so, in my mind, there's a lot more opportunity for people to do things and be creative. But a lot of times they just want to stick with the simplest, at least inexpensive. But if you're already making millions a year, you could have a full-time editor. You could have a full-time crew. You could build a studio that you could do skits on. I mean, there's a lot of people that do funny little skits before and after their show that they insert in the middle of their stream. There's a lot of stuff you can do.
Back in 2019, early 2020, I started getting back into tech again. Cell phones, laptops, tablets, whatever. I just started consuming all that kind of YouTube stuff again, where I found MKBHD, where I found Mr. Who's the Boss, where I found Unbox Therapy, where I found all these other people that do. And MKBHD, Marquez has expanded his thing so much. Like, I don't drive. I will never drive in my entire life. I've never been able to. I never will be able to. Yet I will still watch his videos about electric cars or gas cars or whatever, because I like learning about that kind of stuff. You know? What's the matter with your face?
Oh, I'm responding to a
okay,
comment.
just making sure.
No, you didn't do anything wrong. I was responding to the chat real fast.
I just wanted to make sure the audio didn't screw up again.
No.
But my point is, like, I'm watching these tech creators who want to create these tech videos because I'm interested in the tech. And I got, you know, a Google Pixel 6 Pro off of some of these people's reviews kind of thing back when I got it in 2021 or whatever kind of thing. It's like, you know, I'm not on YouTube to always watch the 15-second stupidity or the 1-minute stupidity or the 3-minute stupidity of what you... Out of all the YouTube names you've said tonight, the only one I have ever heard of is Jenna Marbles.
Really? I never heard of her.
Ever heard of... Well, it was a big conspiracy. It was a big... Not conspiracy. It was a big scandal thing with her, I think, if I remember right. Whatever. Like, yeah, and for me, watching YouTube now it's tech and toy reviews kind of thing. And obviously I watch your stuff and I watch Chaos's stuff and I watch Douglas's stuff and everything else. But
I want to make a quick comment, Mike. So so you can stream unmonetized. You can stream as much as you want. That's not what I was prefacing on this. It's when people are doing this as a career and they say that it's hard. You can break it up. I mean, you can say it's social draining, but so is going to work every single day and getting your ass chewed out by a boss and worrying if you have a job today or tomorrow, or worried about, you know, how you're going to pay your bills or all that. If you're established and a big YouTuber, a lot of times you have nothing to worry about. And like I said, you could easily space out. Let's just say, okay, I do a show from 11 to 2. I get up at 10, get ready, do a show at 11 to 2. And then, okay, I go hang out with my friends from 3 to 5. Then I come on and do another show from 6 to 9. And then I do a late show from, you know, 10 to 1 or something. And every show's different. It's not the same thing. It's not react videos or that. Okay, so one may be news. One may be a gaming one. One may be cooking. There's so much you can do. And that's why if you break it up, instead of sitting there for 9 hours straight, watching videos and stuff, like, there's a lot of them I see this.
Mm-hmm.
They're just sitting there watching a video, and this is how their content is. And
that's not content. That's
no, it's react bullshit. And hi, friendly, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the Dragon's Lair.
Hey, babe. Welcome to the Dragon's Lair.
Don't mind the dragon behind me. That's just me on a bad day.
Funny guy.
Yeah, but yeah, that's this. Well, I said you can break it up. I would love to be able to do that. You know what I would do as a full-time creator that didn't have to do another job? I could work on my work on the media site. I can work on recordings. I can work on streams. I can get all this stuff done. I could hire editors. I can go to the gym whenever I feel like it. I can go hang out with my friends. There's a lot of things I can do that these guys have the luxury of doing, Mike. So it isn't about whether if you like or dislike somebody, but when the comment of them griping about it, especially when they're multi-millionaire and they made their money off of that, and that's where I'm like, okay. And even as Chaos said, you could also edit to be multiple setups so it goes live various days. So yeah, if you didn't feel like streaming personally, you could always load up a pre-recording too and say, hey, I'm out for this afternoon, but here's the video. Whatever. There's things you can do. Especially a lot of people love that kind of stuff. I mean,
well, that's where I don't know when this feature started happening here on YouTube, but live premieres.
Yeah.
It's a recorded video, but it's a live premiere where the person who is doing the video can be in the chat room interacting with the audience as the audience is watching the video live as it premieres on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's a great way for a creator to interact with their audience.
Or, you know, if so let's just say we had a get together. Say Ruggles, Steve, me and you all got together. We could set it up as long as the restaurant's okay and have our stream there for 3 hours and we're talking about stuff and having dinner. Yeah, you get to watch us all eat a steak dinner, but guess what?
No.
Or, well, you can have a side salad. And oh, right, Ruggles don't like steak either. He'll have the side salad.
No.
You'll have the fish.
I don't mean know about the steak. I mean nobody's going to watch us eat.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to... No.
There's a stream for everything, buddy. There's a stream for everything. Dude, they watch people sleep 8 hours. They watch people sleep.
I understand, but
have you seen Twitch? There's literally people sleeping.
Yes. No, the only way. So here's the way this stream is going to go perfectly well. It might be me, you, Steve, and Ruggles, but we need a fifth musketeer, and that fifth musketeer has to be Chaos because she'll get us the views.
Yeah, sure, she can.
Just with that voice, she'll get us the views.
Yeah, sure. She'll have steak with me. Well, you guys can have the side salad.
I'll eat the steak. I'm just saying nobody wants to see us eat.
Too deep for you at the moment, Friendly. But this is a fun stream. Yes, it's our
too deep.
It's too deep. I guess we're wading in a bunch of bullshit right now. But yeah, there's literally VTubers and ladies and even some guys now that literally they film themselves sleeping in bed 8 hours, and you'll see 2,000 people still sitting there watching, and I'm like, what?
Okay, so the last time is, yes, folks, I'm old. Last time I ever watched a sleeping video of anybody sleeping was when I was 5 or 6 years old, 1985, 1986. Sesame Street had a segment where they were trying to inform kids about sleeping habits and sleeping. That's the last time I watched a sleeping video. I do not want, no. Car crashes, give me tech reviews, give me Enshrouded or Our World or Phasmophobia, whatever. I take zombies over sleeping videos any day. And zombies, I don't care about zombies. Sleeping.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Krabs will take your side salad. You'll just go without.
I don't. I will eat the goddamn steak. It isn't about that. I will eat the steak. I just don't think people want to see us eat. That's the point.
Oh, you'd be surprised. Especially there's like Bad Boys Barbecue or something or whatever, or Woods Barbecue. And literally they cook the food and then they say, well, as always, as part of our thing, then they eat it right in front of you on their video. And it makes you so damn hungry.
Before we end the show, whenever we end the show, make sure you have that sound effect ready because I'm going to do something here in a few minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, damn. Okay, well, you talk to the chat for 5 minutes while I get this set up for you. God damn it.
What's going on, chat? Everybody doing tonight? Yes, I'm leaning over and look. Wait, Mr. Crab. What are you talking about crabs for, Stone? Get out of here with the crabs. Oh, they don't, Chaos. I'll give you. Oh boy! Did you see what she said?
Yeah.
I'm not repeating that. I'll give you a wink, wink, nod, nod.
Oh no! You gotta say it. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's part of the rules. Whatever they say, you gotta say.
Juice all over a lady's mouth. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yep.
Oh, Chaos.
So now you're embarrassing him, Chaos. Congratulations.
Oh, no,
you made him blush.
You
made him blush.
Right.
It's okay.
Good job, after all.
It's okay to make him blush. He'll be okay.
But no, going back to like the entertainment is an escape thing. Yeah, it's always been an escape. It should always be an escape. You should always look at characters and things like that in stories to realize you're like any movie that has skydiving in it. The only two I can think of off the top of my head is Drop Zone and
Point Break.
Mighty Morphin. Break had skydiving in it.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say Drop Zone, Point Break.
You had to give me a bad sound effect too.
Oh God! All right, fine. Give me.
No, hold on. I'm fixing it. Damn it! You have to give me a bad sound effect. I'm trying to get it to work. Hold on.
A damn thing. I can send it to you a different way.
It's like 10 seconds. YouTube only has like 3 seconds.
Oh Jesus! You talk to the chat. I'm going on mute. I'll fix it. This has to happen. Damn it!
Hey, Broncos country, yo! And when the teacher eats food before lunch, he cried. Yeah, that is so true. Yes, Point Break had surfing and skydiving, and that was a great movie. I mean, it has to be a great movie. That's how it is. But no, back to the whole thing about, streaming and everything. I love doing this. I love doing this stuff. I love planning the content. I love talking about the shows. Couldn't have better. Wish I had better tools, but that progresses over time. It's, as I say, Rome wasn't built in a day. And I appreciate all your guys' support as we keep growing. And, trying to find more time to get the smaller videos out. I am working on a Akira Toriyama tribute. I'm having a hard time trying to get some things out, but you know, it's one of those things that I got to try to get a few things I need to do it. Because I feel like, granted, there's a lot of them out there right now, but a lot of people are covering Dragon Ball Z. A lot of people forget about all the role-playing games that his art was a big part of. Dragon Quest, Chrono Trigger. So, I mean, there's a lot of them. There's also another game coming out. All right, let's see what you got for me this time.
It's like a half a second, so it should be fine.
Oh, let me guess. Now it's going to go or something like that. Oh, yeah, my God. Oh, my God. What am I going to do with you? I'm still setting it up.
So I got these for my birthday last month. And they are Funko Pops. Here's Finn Tutuola. So this is Ice-T's character in Funko Pop form. And the only other one they've made so far, because these just came out recently, is Olivia Benson. 25 years this year of Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
So you know that is the longest running now. They've surpassed the original Law and Order.
Because the original only went 20 seasons.
Yeah. And of course, they had brought Stabler back briefly off and on because he had his own show.
Well, they still have organized crime. So they have the Law and Order trifecta, whatever you want to call it. They have the main Law and Order that has been on since 1990 or 89 or whatever, the one that went 20 seasons. It actually came back. And they have SVU, which is 25 years. And then they had organized crime, which they started, I think, right at the beginning of the pandemic or whatever.
Yeah.
So the regular one right now, as of this video, Sam Waterston, who played Jack McCoy for the entire run, recently just retired from being the character. He's not retiring from acting. He is retiring from Law and Order.
And he's been part of it for ages.
Whatever. He's been there from the beginning.
Yeah.
Stabler did come back, like you said, and Stabler is on with organized crime, and they were the ones that dealt with the whole Richard Wheatley thing and the whole during the pandemic. They had a story about the pandemic.
Well, yeah, and he just still makes guest appearance over on this Special Victims Unit.
Every once in a while, yeah.
Yeah, he still does. Because they had to come up with a story for why he had to come back. Something like he ended up divorcing and all that crap.
Chaos, always being naughty.
It's like either divorced or his wife died or some crap. I don't remember.
Yeah, so they didn't get a divorce. So
I can't remember why he came back. What the story was?
No, he came back because of something that happened to Benson, and then what happened as organized crime started was Richard Wheatley killed his wife, which essentially left. It's been a will they, won't they for 25 years. Yes, the man was married. Obviously, he loved his wife. He had 5 children with her. He had this whole relationship with her. But the thing with police people is that if you're partners, that's also, that's like your work wife or whatever kind of thing. And now that they killed Kathy Stabler, who knows? Maybe he and Benson will eventually finally get together.
People tried to ship them together for like years.
5 years, yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's a possibility. But yeah. So I think we've covered everything tonight, guys. Yeah, we just wanted to make sure everything and hey, we'll be back tomorrow. It'll either be Power World or more Escape from Louisville.
Oh Lord.
Or
escaped from that town.
No, we haven't. Or as I
already escaped.
Or as I've been corrected by hold on, I'm blanking on the name. I feel so bad. Miles, because I had to blank for a second on his name. Louisville is what he says. That's what they call it.
Oh no. Okay, look.
He said he's in Kentucky. He said it's Louisville, not Louisville.
No, hold on. That's fine. He can say that. He can be where he is. But look here. I was 13 years old living in Massachusetts. I've told this story before, so this might be new to our audience here, but I've said it before in the last 15, 16 years. My mom had a nervous breakdown.
Right.
My dad had to come up from Simpsonville, Kentucky, which is 45 minutes outside of Louisville. He had to come up and basically take custody of me, and I moved to Kentucky in 1993. Overall, my entire life, I had lived in Kentucky off and on from 93 to 2017. So trust me, Miles, I know Louis, whatever. It's all of it. It all makes sense. Usually most people say Louisville.
Yeah, I just call it Louisville. I mean, we could call it Louisville if that's really wanted.
That's another one of the things, too.
I mean, hey, at least I call it Louisville, not Louisville. I mean, that one's really bad. But yeah, he says it's Louisville. Like, okay. I'm like, okay, sure. Yeah, it'd give me a hard time on that. So if he's watching, yeah. I corrected another Kentucky for you.
Lord.
All right, gang. Oh, Stone says he calls it Screwyville.
Well, that's most towns in Texas, but that's another story for another night.
Oh, and you made me take "Oh my goodness" down for that. So.
Oh, we'll just use the dun-dun to close it out. It's fine.
There you go. There you go. I wanted to give you that one.
Uh-huh.
See, Mike can be witty. See, this guy can be witty here when he wants to be. Just saying. No, I gotta say thank you again for the audience that hung out tonight. And special thanks to my co-host. He is awesome. I'm glad he is here to support the silliness. And best part is we do have some differing views, so it's nice to sometimes have challenging. And there's also times that I feel like we agree, but we all have our different routes, so it's a lot of fun. It's like having Mike on the show.
Here's the thing. We have common sense. So, all the things you were talking about earlier in the show about how people shouldn't say certain... They lost that logic, apparently, because
Yeah. And Seth says, consider all the buying. It should really be called Chewyville. Yes. Yeah. All the zombies are trying to chew us in Louisville. So yeah, we'll have that. Stream maybe a little late on Friday. I forgot to mention that I have to go out of town, pick up my mom because I'm bringing her down for a couple weeks, so we can work on some gardening projects. Just stuff that I can't handle on my own because there's a lot of yard work. So she loves gardening, so she's helping me out for a little bit to get stuff ready. And I think she wants to plant her flowers. She always likes to do every year. So, so yeah.
Put the dragon to work. Make the dragon do the rotillering and stuff.
Oh, I wish. He's been. I'm looking at him through his glass right now, and he's just staring at me like, I'm going to beat you.
Yet?
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to beat you up.
Done yet?
Yeah. One of these days, if he decides to stay calm, because he's not really calm today, he's all over the place. I'd put him on my shoulder, but I don't know if he'd stay there for the whole stream. He'd probably like, I'm gone. So it's hard saying on that, but no, appreciate you guys. And no, there'll be quite a few streams. And DJ and Green stream will return on Saturday with the Orcsaurus, and then we'll have our Saturday night, which I'm still sure it'll be 7 Days to Die, the Fallout edition, because it's been a lot of fun and we have been enjoying this. Also, should have a special guest returning soon. Don't know where he's at now, but it'll be Dabbles. So we will have some chaos there. And also, I know should be confirmed, but Steve Makatron will make a return for the show on the 27th. So be prepared for that. With that, guys, bid you all good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.
Robots, roll out.
This guy.